Anything is possible. Never give up. God's got a plan for you.
This is an emergency upload. I will make it short. Short, but just as brutal. You are about to be flabbergasted. In a matter of seconds. Trust. This has been brought to my attention by one of the viewers. Guys, things are actually worse than I anticipated. Turns out, even I underestimated the effect of online dating. I have always considered online dating the final nail for the oofy-doofy male population. But it might be actually even worse. Things are worse than they look. And they already look freaking horrible. Right, but let me get to the point without rambling too much. Now, you are gonna remember that graphic that shows how almost half of the hetero couples today have met online. That is not something new, that is not something unknown. But we would always have some people say, oh, you see the percentage of people who met in bars and restaurants also increased. Oh, Tinder isn't real life. Just go outside, just touch grass and meet people. Oh, bro, of course online dating will be worse for men, but it is different outside. You just need to meet people outside. And they always brought up that pink line in this graph, saying, you see, its share has been increasing in the recent years. You see almost 30% met in bars and restaurants. Now, guys, check this out very carefully. I need your undivided attention right now. This was brought to my attention today. I quote this directly from the study itself, the paper of this graph. Figure 1's apparent post-2010 rise in meeting through bars and restaurants for heterosexual couples is due entirely to couples who met online and subsequently had a first in-person meeting at a bar or restaurant or other establishment where people gather and socialize. Pay attention, is due entirely to couples who met online first. Continues. If we exclude the couples who first met online from the bar-restaurant category, the bar-restaurant category was significantly declining after 1995 as a venue for heterosexual couples to meet. Guys, it turns out whoever prepared this graph deliberately misrepresented the data to make the BP look less brutal than it really is. This graph you see counts you as met in a bar or a restaurant if you match with someone on Tinder, for example, and you later set up a date in a bar or restaurant. Yo, this changes everything, man. Like, this graph is already brutal as it is, but now you are telling me it is actually much worse? You can basically add this entire pink line to the online category as well. You can confidently add that 25%, 30% to the online category as well. The study itself uses the word entire, so you can include the entirety of the pink bar in the online section as well, which would leave you with 70%. 70% of couples meeting online. And keep in mind that that was back in 2017. 6 years later, when you take COVID into account as well, now that number is likely floating around 90%. Yo, no way they actually did that. No way they actually went and put all those people who matched on Tinder first and set up a date later in that pink met in bars and restaurants category. Just to gaslight us and make it look less brutal. No way you did that, bro. I am lost for words, man. Those guys should lose their academician credentials. There should be an internal investigation into those guys at Hopkins University for trying to hide the truth. Your job is to seek and find the truth, not deliberately misrepresent the data you found just because it doesn't align with your worldview. This is yet another L for the oofy-doofy crowd saying, oh, you see bars and restaurants share have been increasing also in the recent years. Also, as a final note, I have to take some responsibility here, because I made a video about that before. I must have missed that very crucial part when I was skimming through the study. I gotta admit, it is a quite big blunder. I know everybody else in the community also missed it, but you know, I gotta hold myself to higher standards. I am the data guy, the buck stops with me, there is no excuse. And I apologize to the community, to you guys for that. Just wanted to talk about this real quick. This was an emergency upload, but I will see you in the next one.